Boom, bam, bam. Wrestling fans, we in. Okay, so yo, did The Rock blackmail Cody Rhodes? What The Rock put in the hands of Cody Rhodes, was it a form of blackmail? Because that's my theory. And I don't really hear much of y'all talking much about this angle. So it's something I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I haven't seen anybody come online on the online wrestling space and talk about this. So some I have brewing in the mind, concocting in the pot, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Hey man, if nobody else is gonna go down this road, go down this theory, then let me see what I can say on the topic. But because right, we were all a little bit thrown off guard, a little bit. I mean, we felt away when The Rock came out there on Raw on Netflix and opened the show, which I kind of thought, honestly, I still kind of wish they would have instead just had John Cena come out to open the show. I mean, to me, that would have made total sense. I mean, a couple of Raws have passed and we still haven't seen this guy. So why not on that first episode for the new year, Raw on Netflix debut? Dun, 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 have John Cena come down, and honestly, I think he could have put together a much more clean speech that would have made a bit more sense, and therefore you kind of could have protected The Rock to come down a little bit more later on. He still could have, threw some of those things in, but just for the sake of the storyline. But of course, I understand why they went that angle because I mean, hey man, these guys are superstars. But to borrow a page out of LA Knight book, it's all good. He borrows pages out of The Rock's book and Attitude Era Stars books, as people have been saying. Which, hey man, that's cool. That's fly. I like it. The megastar, The Rock. He's a megastar, man. Everybody knows who The Rock is. Whether you're a wrestling fan, a movie fan, or just what I'm saying? Just a citizen of the United States, Canada, North America, Europe, Asia, Antarctica. You know who Dwayne The Rock Johnson is. So of course, that's the point. They want eyes on the product, especially for that first 15, 20 minutes to try to maybe attract new viewers or people that's kind of fell off from wrestling. And they're saying, oh, what? Raw wrestling, WWE is on Netflix? What? Live? Like, there's not much things that's actually been going live on Netflix. It's kind of a new format, a new concept. So, of course, they're trying to attract the most amount of people as possible, and you want to hook them in that first hour, in that first 30 minutes, in that first 15 minutes, quarter hour. And who really better to do that? Who's more recognizable than The Rock, right? But of course, as true wrestling fans, we had a problem with some of the things he was saying, okay, because honestly, come on, man, we see him calm down. If you smell, his traditional theme song comes out, cool, and we're all excited, waiting for when that theme song shifts into that Hollywood rock theme, that final boss theme, and then we're like, okay, this is the guy that we've really been excited about for the past year when he kind of recreated himself and reinvented himself as the final boss. So of course, and last time we seen him, what was it? Bad Blood. He hit us with the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hold on, we gotta do it like The Rock. You know what I'm saying? He's always be. I don't know why he starts like this and then flips it like this, but that's some fly shit, real talk. And he hit us with that too when Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns was in the ring. So we're like, okay, where are they gonna? What's gonna happen with this next? And instead, we really just kind of got Dwayne Johnson, hyping up the Netflix guys, all the executives that none of us know nothing about. They spent a tremendous amount of time doing that, which I thought was a little bit off. But I get it. It's kind of like a press release. You know, I guess they're catering to the suits, and it's all good, man. I mean, Dwayne Johnson's not only, or The Rock is not only the final boss in storyline, but he's the final boss. Period, man. He's a member of the TKO board, so cool, man. We can get over some of that, and where it got a little bit okay. All right, we can. He said Cody Rhodes is carrying the company on his back, and you know what? Hey, we can rock with that. But no pun intended, we can rock with that. But the part where he comes out then and give this man props at ringside, like what? I thought you were busting this guy's head in the side of a bus with his face on it like 9 months ago, and now you're shaking this man's hand and laughing with him, and y'all are best friends and hugging him and dapsing him and all these type of things. So it's a bit of a strange scenario, strange circumstance, and that threw us off. We're like, okay, are they just discarding the storyline? Are they just discarding this whole story that they really been spending a lot of time, a slow burn building up, and they're just gonna dash that away for these Netflix executives? Like, God bless them, they're making all this money, but was that such a needed thing? That's why I say John Cena could have came out and delivered, I mean, pretty much the same speech, and it could have been fine. I mean, he's quite recognizable as well. So in a sense, why not just go with that? And then he could have segued into his World Rumble program, and that could have been the perfect blend of business or the outside world and the inner storyline of wrestling. And it could have been a perfect, easy, very smooth transition. But instead, they kind of give it this weird kind of, I don't know, off kilter thing with The Rock, where it just kind of seemed like he went on a really long time and so forth and so forth. But also, me, I'm going on a really long time right now, too. But anyways, the part that shocked us is when, it's like they disregarded the storyline and he's just best buddies with Cody Rhodes all of a sudden, where it's like, y'all thought y'all were like bitter enemies. Like, what's going on? Right? But remember, The Rock is the final boss. And remember, the next day he did come on NXT and say, hold on, slow your roll, jabronis. The final boss is always 10 steps ahead. So just buckle up, know your role, shut your mouth, and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking y'all on. Right? So maybe it's all part of the plan. Maybe it's all part of the story. Maybe he's kind of sunning Cody Rhodes. This is what I'm thinking. He's little boying Cody Rhodes. He's saying, yeah, man. Hey, man, we're friends now. We're all good. And the only weird part is, okay, but why would Cody Rhodes comply, especially when he's Mama Rhodes? And Cody Rhodes just giggling like, ha ha ha, which doesn't really make sense in the storyline world. But maybe what The Rock put in Cody Rhodes' hand, maybe that's a form of blackmail. So maybe what it is that The Rock has Cody Rhodes in the palm of his hand. So Cody Rhodes right now knows he must know his role, shut his mouth, sit at ringside, look up at the great one, and just, yes, Rock. What would you like, Rock? What do you need, Rock? And he's got to just know his role and shut his mouth because The Rock got him. And that could be part of the deeper storyline. He is the final boss after all. So he's got things cooking in the pot behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? He's got, The Rock is always cooking something up in his kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And right now he might not be able to smell it, but we're going to start to smell it soon. So it could be a whole different angle that they're going with this thing. And even if that wasn't the intention, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't approved by Triple H or the guys at Gorilla for The Rock to go out and cut that type of promo. I don't know. Right? Maybe that was, hey, he just went off a script. But this could be something they could use, if that's not the case, to save it. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what he put in the hands of Cody Rhodes that Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania last year. Right? And when he gave that to Cody, I thought of this at the time. Like, Cody's face was kind of like, oh, boy, oh man. Like, you know what I mean? The Rock said, hey, the story has just begun. It's not done. That title, The Rock is coming for you at some point, at some time. It's pretty much what he said. So and Cody Rhodes still hasn't told us what The Rock put in his hand. It's not like Cody Rhodes came out and said it was this. So maybe he doesn't want nobody to know. Maybe he knows that The Rock has him in the palm of his hand and he can't say nothing right now. So that's kind of the angle that I'm thinking that they could go with, even if, like I said, even if that's not something that they intended to necessarily do, they can always circle back and use this and make this work. And this would be a pretty interesting piece of, something they can add to the story to reignite the fire to reignite the fuel to the story. And because we even seen what Kevin Owens came out on SmackDown afterwards, and he pointed it out. He said, "Hey man, like you team with Roman Reigns, but now you're best buddies with The Rock. Like, what's going on with you? How does that work?" And Cody Rhodes, remember on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes didn't even really reply back to him. He just quickly beelined up to the crowd and was ready to fight Kevin Owens. Like he didn't even really want to elaborate too much on that concept. Like he's kind of embarrassed about that. Like he feels kind of stupid about that. He doesn't really want that to be too obvious and too public, but he has no choice because The Rock, like I said, got him in the palm of his hand. So he has to just know his role and shut his mouth. He's The Rock's bellboy now, even though he's the WWE champion, because that's another aspect of the story that's pretty amazing. It was Raw debut on Netflix, and you're telling me you're WWE champion. He doesn't come out and deliver that speech as a representative, as the top guy in the company, the top representative of the company with the championship belt. He's not showing that off. Did he even have his championship belt at ringside? I don't even know. I don't even remember. But he didn't get his own music. He didn't get his pyro treatment. Nothing on that episode. And that's telling, you know? So regardless, that's something they can use in the storyline to say, hey, The Rock is treating this guy like a bellboy, the WWE champion. He's treating him like the bellboy. He says that you've been carrying the company on the back on your back. But does The Rock still think that, hey, you're not the guy, Roman is? Does The Rock still think, forget you, forget Roman? Roman might think he's the tribal chief even, but I'm the high chief. And I'm The Rock and I'm the people's champion. I'm the final boss. You know? So, interesting little take that I was thinking of because ain't nobody be saying this. But like I said, he's got some sort of blackmail in the palm. You know, he's got Cody Rhodes in the palm of his hand. So, interesting angle, man. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, when you see him backstage sharing a drink, sharing a shot of Terramana with him, as if Cody Rhodes is what endorsing his drink. It's almost like, yeah, boy, take this Terramana, pose with this, pose with the final boss, pose with the great one, and do what I say. So, you know, will we see Cody Rhodes eventually get fed up and fight back? Will guys like Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre continue to point things out like this? And at some point, you know, people say, oh, maybe they're just shutting down the whole storyline, the whole rivalry. It's not going to happen at WrestleMania. Maybe it's not going to happen at WrestleMania. Maybe legitimately The Rock was going to work WrestleMania, but now it's not so much of a situation that's workable. Maybe there's other things planned on the schedule. There's always SummerSlam, though. There's always SummerSlam. Remember, SummerSlam is going to be 2 nights this year. So it's going to be a very big event this year. So why not we have The Rock versus Cody Rhodes? Maybe by then, Cody Rhodes has certain challenges. We're seeing him kind of getting a little bit more unhinged over the time. We're seeing that already with Kevin Owens. Just keep pushing at him. I'm sure Drew is also going to keep pushing at him. You know, he's trying to be this big baby face, but maybe he's not exactly the guy that we think he is. Remember, there was a time when his whole face got disfigured back in the day, and we've seen a whole different side of Cody Rhodes. We've seen a very dark side of Cody Rhodes. So he's trying to be this baby face, but is he really? You know, he's trying to be this good guy, nice guy, kiss babies, shake hands, smile, perfect hair, perfect suits, clean cut, white meat baby face. But does The Rock have something on him? That could be a very interesting concept because we've seen this already with Cody Rhodes when you think about it. Last year, after he won the Royal Rumble, I mean, he just let The Rock swoop right in and little boy him at that point in time. So he's already done this. The Rock already has something on him. He already has some sort of leverage on Cody Rhodes, whether that's just The Rock is a superstar and I'm not at that level. But if Cody Rhodes wants to take it to the next level and actually be that guy, he's got to get rid of this demon, whether it's just some sort of emotional leverage or some sort of physical leverage that he put in the palm of Cody Rhodes' hand. There's something going on. And I would like to see them, you know, use something like this in the story. This would be a pretty interesting way to go about reigniting this feud Because we need to see that match with Cody Rhodes versus The Rock, man. This ain't over, man. Mama Rhodes, come on, we need that back. All be a ploy, man. He is the final boss after all. These guys are all the boss to everybody else is Triple H, not The Rock. Anyways, man, we'll stay tuned in, man. But that's just a theory I had. Wanted to share that with y'all. But yo, boom, bam, bim, and we in.